What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with another reaction video, and in this one we have RBI ships 100 tons of gold from London to India. India getting that gold back? India getting that looted gold back? Guess we'll find out. Before we dive into this, if you guys happen to enjoy, please don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like to support the channel by becoming a member, please don't forget to tap that join button to receive exclusive benefits that I know you guys would enjoy. But without further ado, let's dive right in.
Recently, a very special aircraft flew from the UK to India. Very few people knew about it because the cargo was sensitive. Around 100 tons of gold. And before you ask, no, it was not some illegal smuggling ring. This is as legal as it gets. This gold belongs to India's central bank, the RBI, or the Reserve Bank of India. Until now, it was stored at the Bank of England in London. But the RBI has brought it back, 100 tons of gold. It's happened for the first time since 1991. Now, I know you have questions, so let's go one by one.
Yeah, I got my first question. You know I got questions, Paul, and I hope you answer each of these questions in this video. Why was it stored in London in the first place? And then what was the decision to bring it back to India? Did you feel like you finally had like the security or infrastructure in place to now have that go back in India? And so London was just kind of just holding it for you guys? I guess those would be the only couple questions I have at the moment.
Why does RBI have gold? Well, every central bank in the world has gold reserves because unlike currencies, gold is stable. Say your country falls into an economic crisis or you're running low on dollars, you can use this gold to bail yourself out. So every country has gold reserves. In fact, central banks own 17% of all the gold ever mined, 17%. And how much does the RBI have? The Reserve Bank of India. They have around 822 tons of gold. More than half of this was stored abroad, outside India, in the Bank of England and the Bank of International Settlements. Which brings us to the second question. Why was it stored abroad?
There we go.
Well, some of the gold was there even before independence. Indian gold was stored outside. The rest was sent out during the 1990s. Back then, India was facing an economic crisis. So the RBI kept the gold in England. It's actually common practice. The Bank of England stores 400,000 bars of gold. 4 lakh bars of gold. Some of it belongs to Britain. The rest belongs to other central banks. They keep it in London for safekeeping. But why in London? Why not in the home country? Because London is one of the most important gold markets in the world. Say you want to pledge your gold or you want to sell it and raise money, then London offers you liquidity. New York is another important gold market, which is why the Federal Reserve is also a safekeeping vault. They too store foreign gold. Now the question.
They store over 400,000 bars of gold. Jesus, that's a lot of gold. But London's one of the main markets, as well as New York. Well, 400,000 bars of gold is like crazy. So not only India would send their gold to London to hold it, so would other countries as well. And if you wanted to liquidate that and get money, so I'm guessing London would go ahead and buy that gold up off you. Yeah, we'll take your gold, but here's the money, help your economy out. That's very interesting. But that does make sense, and that does answer the question of why the gold will be stored in England or in London. I mean, that gives an answer to that question. Now, the next question. Why the decision to bring it back?
Number 3. Why has India brought it back?
Thank you.
For starters, you can save a lot of money. The Bank of England does not store your gold for free. They charge a fee.
Okay.
Now you don't have to pay it. Secondly, it boosts sovereignty. If you hold your reserves abroad, there is always a risk. What if the relations sour? What if your reserves are seized? And there are many such examples. Russia has some $300 billion of reserves stored in the West. All of it has been frozen after the Ukraine war, meaning Russia cannot access its own wealth, $300 billion. Afghanistan is another example. Their total reserves are worth $9.5 billion. Around 70% of this is held in the US. So when the Taliban came to power, the Americans froze this money. Kabul still does not have access to the reserves.
They said Russia has $300 billion worth of gold that has been frozen in the West due to its war with Ukraine. 300 billion. My question for that is, why would Russia not bring that gold home before going to war with Ukraine, before invading Ukraine? Why wouldn't they say, you know what, let's get our gold home? Would that have given the West, like, made them suspicious and be like, what? Why do they want to, like, what's going on? Why are they bringing everything home? Now this just opens up the door to more questions. It opens up the door to more questions. And $7 billion frozen in the U.S. after Taliban's taken over. And so, what happens with this money when it's frozen? Is it still just like being held until maybe Russia and Ukraine come to an agreement to end this war and everything, and then Russia, I guess over time, is able to access this money again? Afghanistan, Taliban comes out of power, then they're able to access this money again. And so it's completely understandable why India would bring their money home. First of all, that fee you got to pay, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm sure it's expensive. India doesn't have to pay that fee if the gold is sent at home. Second of all, their gold is not going to be able to be frozen and held by anyone else, right? They're responsible for their own gold, so can't nobody in the West say, you know what, we're going to freeze it or nothing like that.
Now, I'm not saying that India and Britain will fall out or that India's gold will be frozen, but it's always safer to keep it at home.
Facts.
Plus, there is an emotional angle. In the 1990s, India had to shift gold abroad. Every Indian knows what that feels like. Gold has a sentimental value here. Pledging it or selling it is a last resort. But in the 90s, India had no option but to do it, which is why bringing the gold back is a symbolic move, like exorcising those demons. And it's been a gradual journey for India. In 2009, New Delhi made the first step. It brought 200 tons of gold. It bought 200 tons of gold from the International Monetary Fund.
God dang.
It cost us around $6.7 billion. Again, the idea was the same, to diversify and consolidate India's reserves. 15 years later, another move has been made. Now, what will happen to this gold, the 100 tons that has been brought in?
Yes.
Well, the RBI has its own gold vaults. One is in the Mumbai office, the other is in Nagpur. So the 100 tons of gold will be stored there. It's a vote of confidence in the Indian economy. Our foreign reserves are near a record high. They stand at $464 billion. That's enough for 11 months of imports, which is why the RBI is confident. They don't foresee the need to pledge or sell this gold. Hence the decision to bring it back. I guess combined with the GDP numbers, it's one of the best days for India's economy.
Yeah. So even with bringing its 100 tons of gold back, India has foreign reserves of $464 billion. Oh my freaking... This is insanity. God. That's all we got, y'all. You guys enjoyed that. I know it's a great day in India. Let me hear y'all's thoughts. That much money, it got my brain short-circuited. I can't think straight. I don't know what's going on. But let me hear y'all thoughts on how y'all feel about India bringing that gold home. Does that give you, I guess, more confidence in the Indian economy, even though we already see the growth, we already see the rise? But does that instill even more confidence and let you know, like, the currency, economy, everything is good? We starting to slowly but surely bring all this gold home. That's all we got. Make sure y'all don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and then check out that next video. See you guys on the next one.